Hey, Real Nerds. There's many ways to enjoy the Real Nerds podcast. You can listen to us on Stitcher, iTunes, and now Spotify and iHeartRadio. You can see what we're up to around town by following us at Real Nerds on Instagram. And if you want to send us your thoughts, you can email us at realnerds@gmail.com or call us at 720-6nerds5. Like us on Facebook at Real Nerds Podcast or tweet us at Real Nerds. And now on with the show.
This is Real Nerds Podcast, unofficially the official podcast of Denver Pop Culture Con when it returns. I am Ryan. With me via Zoom is Brad.
Hey.
Zach.
Hello again.
Corinne.
Howdy.
The most unreal nerd of us all.
What?
Yeah, I read your message about how you think a movie's stupid that you haven't seen and you refuse to see it. That's like against our mission statement.
Hey, I'm paying to see a movie. I'm not going to go see something I'm not interested in. When there's a perfectly good movie,
then don't be on the show,
I am interested
in. Don't be on the show.
Well, I got to be on the show because somebody's got to talk about Raya and the Last Dragon.
Who says it's not going to be our fucking movie next week?
Well, I think we've already made a decision for next week, haven't we?
Isn't it Kong or something?
I believe we were going to do Filmsplosion 1981.
Well, that's if James can do it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We gotta.
Which he just texted me. He says he's good for Sundays. He thinks so.
Well then, howdy doody. Yeah, we will talk after the show. But anyway, yeah, no. What are we seeing this week, though, Ryan?
This week, the real nerds went and saw Chaos Walking.
Ew.
And also Corinne pissed all over our fans who voted for Chaos Walking.
Wait, Corinne, I didn't look at Twitter recently. What did you do?
I don't think I did anything other than just see Raya.
Oh.
I guess I'm here to represent our fans who voted for Raya and for Coming to America because I watched that too.
So did I. So
well, I put out a poll for our fans to pick because there's actually quite a bit of movies that came out this week, and so I put Chaos Walking, Raya, and Coming to America, and Chaos Walking won 60% of the vote. And what's funny about that is it's because it got picked up by a Daisy Ridley fan club, and they all voted for it. Yeah.
Huh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So thanks for everybody for voting.
I mean, we also had the other option of revisiting The Big Lebowski on its release date anniversary, but nobody wanted to take me up on that offer.
Yeah, I'm good. Everyone talks about The Big
Lebowski.
Out. Yeah, everyone talks about The Big Lebowski enough.
Big Lebowski got enough praise, Zach.
You know what? That film really ties the movie world together, man.
That sounds like a quote from that movie. I don't know.
Yeah, it pretty much is.
I think it's one of the most overrated movies ever.
Yes, but it's still a great movie by two brothers who have never made a bad movie.
A great movie. It's entertaining.
Fair enough. It's not for everybody. Anyway. But yeah, Chaos Walking.
Yeah, stay tuned to the end of the episode where we'll tell you if you should see the film, play the trailer, and then spoil it. We also talk about movies that are coming out on Blu-ray, movie news, and stuff we've been watching throughout the week. I'm guessing Corinne's going to talk about anime since she tweeted about it constantly all week long.
I saw a lot of Blacklist regret on her Twitter page. those fan drawings of you just.
Oh my god! Can we go
depressed?
Talking about the goddamn Blacklist?
It's not about the show necessarily, but it's just her reaction to it. Like she posted, were those old memes that you made, Corinne, or?
Yeah, those are things I made years ago. Oh man!
Just looking through my 1 year ago today on Facebook. Oh shoot! Oh, that's right. I did remember shitting on the show that I keep watching.
I was thinking about it earlier today, Ryan, and I was like, wouldn't it be funny if we started calling it the show that must not be named, like Voldemort?
Yeah, I'm just going to call it Voldemort from now on.
No, Ryan.
I'm tired of that shit.
But Ryan, if you're not wanting it mentioned, you're more like Hagrid, going like, no, I can't spell it. I don't say his name.
No, that's fine. I'd rather be Hagrid than talk about Voldemort.
I haven't watched The Blacklisted in like a month and a half, so I'm sparing you and me the pain. So you should be proud of me.
Sure. Brad, how are you?
And I am tired as hell here.
I thought of you today.
Thank you.
And I couldn't claim it fast enough, but Hall of Justice does this online auction, and they had Eastman sketch, like one of those blank covers that he sketched.
I don't
the
do
Ninja
sketches.
The Ninja Turtle that he always sketches, but I thought he was only like $25, but I was too late to nab it.
Oh, damn. Is that on like a Facebook auction?
Yeah, I just started following the Halls of Justice, and it's like once a week they just put like a bunch of comics on there, and all you have to do is hit claim. And
claim sale, yeah.
Yeah. I know I missed it last week, and I've been looking for the Ralph Wiggum Simpsons comic forever. And they only wanted like $10 for it.
Ryan, what is Hall of Justice for those who may not be aware of it?
It's a comic store in Parker.
Oh, okay.
I went there last week. They have, they have pretty good prices there. They're not ridiculous like some places.
Okay.
And their store is really like bright, and they're really friendly there. So if it wasn't so far away, I'd go there more.
I definitely have never been there. I'll have to check this out.
Yeah, from your house, Zach, it's like 15 minutes, I think. It's
sweet,
like right off of Lincoln, and it's because I went to.
Yeah, that is really close. Yikes!
Yeah, I went to Park Meadows last week, and when I was down there, I was like, I'm going to go to this store because I've been trying to get some comics that keep on slipping through the cracks because my new comic store. They're very nice and they do a good job, but for some reason they keep on forgetting to put stuff that I actually want in my comics.
Have you tried writing them a displeased letter?
No, I send them like Facebook posts all the time, or messages, and they're usually good about putting them in there afterwards. But then this week, I put in that I wanted. I guess it was last week. The Batman Black and White had a Poison Ivy variant, and so I put that in there. They said, well, "Here you go," but you can always look at previews beforehand. Like I don't know what fucking previews is.
Poor
and
Ryan.
I don't know if that's you, Brad, but do you get sick of? I'm kind of getting tired of the digital painting covers.
Digital painting covers?
Yeah, so they're like covers that look like they're painted, but it's all digital, and that's they're usually the B covers of stuff.
I mean, a lot of covers are painted digitally, so I trying to find a different way to explain this.
Yeah, I mean they look nice, but you can tell it's computer painted. I just miss the pencil and the ink. I know a lot of stuff is colored by a computer now, and that's fine, but I miss the pencil and the ink.
Yeah,
the
4-color printed.
Yeah, or even not that long ago. I mean, it's the who's really popular with it right now? Art Germ, he's really popular. There's a couple artists that really dig that do that style, and they're really popular, but I'm more of a hand-drawn kind of looks like comic booky, I guess. I don't know.
Looks like Stephanie got that cover for $50, so you can have it. I should not be spending $50 on it is a signature. That's it. So that's obviously why it was a lot less than a drawing.
Yeah. I remember the first time I saw him do that was when we went to Comic-Con in 2008, and I took a picture of you two because I'm like, oh, cool. Here's a moment. And he flipped me off because he didn't realize that we were friends and I was taking a picture so you'd have one. And he's like, oh, I just thought you were some creepo who's taking our picture.
Yep. I'll just Photoshop it out.
No, it's better with the middle finger.
Yeah, like all the Turtles comics that they put up got claimed. This is my hell now.
I know, it's crazy how popular it is. I was saying that the other day. I was like, fuck, man. You can't even, if you go to any comic store, there's like a hole where the Turtle comics should be.
Yeah, it's great that they're selling out, which means, they're not going to cancel any books anytime soon, but never had to fight so bad for comics before. It's crazy.
I know. No, I felt the same way when that Spider-Man webbed cover came out. And some of the other ones, I said, man, I mean, I love Spider-Man. I'm glad it's popular, but you're like, what the fuck? Anywho.
Yeah, they went to second printing already. It's like a different color now.
Yeah. Yeah, they have a third printing coming out this week.
It's crazy.
I know.
I'm so used to like other stuff that I'm not involved in being like incredibly popular. It's don't know how to deal with it.
I know. It's, and like, fuck, what was I going to say? I totally lost my train of thought.
That Wolverine Black, White, and Blood one's badass. Anyway.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Anyways.
Yeah, so I'm tired because I wrote a new episode for the pod show.
Yeah, and it's okay.
Fantastic. I love it.
If you have notes, jump in there and add them, Ryan.
Oh, they're coming.
I did my best to my limited knowledge of the Army of Darkness. I did my best.
I think you did fine covering the broad strokes.
Maybe that's the problem. It's too broad. It's like if I wrote something about Ninja Turtles. I mean, I know what it's about, but do I really know it?
Yeah. Plus, like, why even bother writing lines for you? You're just going to change them anyway. So have at
That's
it.
what I'm saying. Don't ever write lines for me. Give me an idea of what you want me to do, and I'll do it.
Yep. I wrote a broad brush of Army of Darkness for you to start from.
Yep.
By the way, Ryan, can I bring up a friend of our show, Mr. Georges Jonti?
Sure.
And so I follow his Instagram page, and he usually has Buffy artwork on there and other comic artwork on there. But he posted something that I'm upset for not jumping on until seeing it today. Is that there was he did a print of Planet of the Apes, and he did this beautiful layout with Cornelius at the top, and I'm like, I want that thing. And he had a signing with Linda Harrison there. I was upset. But go to cabalounge.com, guys, and look at George's artwork. But
what I tell everybody, I mean, it's hard now. Hopefully towards the end of the year there'll be cons again. But if you go look through his portfolio, he's a big sci-fi fan. So he has a lot of stuff like that. And he loves Godzilla, so he has a lot of Godzilla stuff. And
but this one blew my hair back. I'm like, that is a beautiful piece of artwork right there. And you got the lawgiver in the middle, and you got Maurice Evans over there going, "Don't look for it, Taylor." And then Taylor going, "There's got to be an answer." And then you also see him looking at the Statue of Liberty going, "No." I love it.
Yeah,
wonderful.
Good stuff.
Support Georges. Anyway, that's Al.
Yep. Hey, Brad, has your screenings happened yet, or can people still get on that? I'm sorry, I don't remember.
Oh, no, they're the end of the month. Let me double check here. So I'll say the date wrong. March 26th through the 28th. The Colorado Short Circuit Film Festival is an online-only screening of a bunch of filmmakers. I don't have specific times for the screening yet because I think they're still building it. But hover around your computers the 26th to the 28th weekend.
Woohoo!
And you'll see a few of my shorts.
Very cool.
Sweet.
As well as other great Colorado filmmakers.
Man, I wonder what's happening in the world of movies. We can tell you in movie news.
It's real news.
Okay. So I will start off with some obvious news, which is The Simpsons has been renewed for seasons 33 and 34. So they'll never stop. The Simpsons have no fears. They got stories for years. Looks like that we're getting more of this. I've given up hope that they'll ever end it quietly.
You know, I was thinking about today was remember, what was it, Pepe? Like the kid Homer adopts to make Bart jealous.
Yeah.
You know, because the kids never age in the show.
Mm-hmm.
I just imagining that like that kid is still as young as he was, 30 years ago now.
Yeah.
As a character, like, and it would be great to like revisit him as an older person, but you can't because the kids never age.
Yeah, and you'd have to age up Bart in order to do it. So you'd have to do one of those
flash forward things.
The flash forward, like the Bart to the Future ones that they've done where they incorporate Futurama into it. Yeah, I don't know. I've always maintained that the show should end with them watching television. Like that should be the final shot of the final episode of the show. But since the show will never end, we'll never see that. So anyway, moving on though. We're getting a Candyman documentary coming this summer, Ryan.
Yeah.
The complete history of the Candyman, a film by Bren Kurt James Hammond. That's cool. I'm actually curious about the sequels to the films, to the original film, because there's a lot of stuff to cover on the first one, but Bill Condon did the second one, and then I'm not too familiar with the production history of the third one, so I'd be curious to learn more about the franchise, and obviously another chance to watch some interviews with Tony Todd and other creatives. That'd be fun. But anyway, and then A Quiet Place Part 2 has moved its release date up to May.
Yay!
So it's coming out a little earlier. And it's this is taking over the slot that was recently vacated by Universal's F9, Furious 9, Fast 9, whatever.
I heard it's about family.
I heard it's about Coronas and
Ryan's joke.
I was going to make a
Tyrese
Gibson joke, but I lost my train of thought thinking about Tyrese Gibson. Sorry. Let's see. This is something that kind of relates to something I do, so I'll bring it up. Turner Classic Movies has announced a series called Reframed, where they will be tackling tough subject mattered films within a cultural context of today by having discussions centered around these films. Obviously, Gone with the Wind has been one that has been brought up, but also Breakfast at Tiffany's, Psycho, Gunga Din, The Jazz Singer, and The Searchers, which is a film that I covered on my show Yesteryear Ballyhoo Review for 4 hours. So, yeah. So if you want to kind of follow along with how these films are framed and hear some discussions from Jacqueline Stewart, Ben Mankiewicz, Eddie Muller, and Dave Karger, I recommend it because those are all wonderful people to listen to when it comes to this subject. I just need to get TCM because I don't have cable. But anyway, moving on to other news. This is a triumphant time for the Real Nerds podcast. Do you know why, guys? Do you know fucking why?
Oh, I know why.
You know why. Ryan, why is it?
Why? I'm sorry, I wasn't listening. What?
Wow. Ryan really dropped the ball on that one.
Ryan, this is an exciting time for, I don't know, your fucking show that you run, because your actions, whether they're acknowledged or not, have brought forth Jack Slater's 4K debut, because Last Action Hero 4K Blu-ray will be coming in May, and the artwork dropped. It looks lovely. It's the poster. And yeah, it looks like there's a plethora of special features as well as a nice new 4K transfer coming our way.
Yeah, the only thing that's a bummer is they don't have a making of. I still think they should have just making of.
Like a Vidywell or Red Shirt Productions, like they do for Scream and Shout.
Yeah, or I would just do a whole feature length making of. You know what I mean?
Oh, we're still getting a commentary by McTiernan, so that's kind of a making of.
I was reading an article, and I forget what website. Brad, have you ever seen deleted scenes or the alternate ending to Last Action Hero?
I think I might have, but I'm going to say no.
Well, yeah, because they said these aren't new special features, but I had the DVD, and it was never on the DVD either. The DVD was bare bones.
Did you have did they put out a Blu-ray version before?
Yeah, I have the Blu-ray. It has absolutely nothing on it.
Yeah, it's not even like the right picture ratio or something.
So are
Yeah.
these special features from like a Laserdisc or something? What the hell?
Maybe. But the good news is even the special features, like deleted scenes and stuff, are in Ultra HD.
I think what we're missing here that I don't see listed is a special introduction by Arnold Schwarzenegger. And that
I know.
that would make my day.
Well, too, it's I was reading an article. I can't remember if it's on the Digital Bits or Hollywood Reporter, but when Brad and I really started upping this was before the survey came out, and every year Sony does a survey of what films you want to see on Ultra HD, and Last Action Hero wasn't one of the choices. We had to write it in, right, Brad?
Yep.
And not only did Brad and I do it, but over 30,000 people wrote in Last Action Hero. It's the most requested title they've ever had for Ultra HD.
It's amazing that it's taken this long for them to jump on that bandwagon. I guess was COVID such a groundbreaking year for us remembering how great Last Action Hero was? Because
well, everyone stayed home and watched their entire DVD libraries. So
yeah,
like,
yeah. It seems like Sony it took a pandemic for Sony to finally listen.
Well, that and you're like, man, this Blu-ray transfer for this movie sucks.
I'm sure they got it the first time around. It just takes time to generate all that bonus material. So
yeah, it does take time. You have to clear things, et cetera, et cetera. But yeah, I know what would make Corinne buy it is if there was an introduction by Charles Dance.
Oh, well, hell yeah. Dude's got like one of the sexiest voices in Hollywood.
I saw his name listed in that movie, The King's Man, which is the prequel to The Kingsman.
Oh,
and I'm
man,
like,
I want to see that so bad.
Are we having a dance-a-sance on our hands here?
I think so. I mean, obviously, like, after he was in Game of Thrones, everybody wanted him in their stupid Dracula Untold bullshit. He's been in all sorts of movies.
Dracula Untold's not that bad.
Yeah, it's actually pretty fun. Ryan, I like the way it tried to set up its own monster cinematic universe compared to how The Mummy tried to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Like the ending, the ending, like just for anybody who doesn't, it's been a while. The ending of Dracula Untold basically sets up Dracula, but it also sets up the idea that they are going to be able to go into into more other stories. And I just felt like it was a nicer progression into that compared to Russell Crowe going, "Welcome to a new world of gods and monsters." But yeah.
I'm just saying, he was one of the best actors on Game of Thrones, and the caliber of movies that he's in now is lackluster.
You know what, Corinne?
He needs something more worthy of his talent. Like
well, that's his fault then. Can't he pick what he wants? He's been around forever.
You know what he did? He picked being in Mank, and he didn't fail. That was a correct decision.
He was also in the BBC miniseries And Then There Were None, and he's really good in that. You all need to watch And Then There Were None.
Is that a newer one?
I want to say it's like 2015.
Okay, that's pretty new. All right, cool. Let's check that out.
I've talked about it before.
I know you have.
I wrote about it on the website. Should all go check it out. RealNerdsPodcast.com.
Yeah, please do. There's a bunch of articles that are going to be incoming. I know that for a fact. Hey, Ryan.
Yes.
Do you want a Silent Night, Deadly Night reboot?
There's already one. Sure, I'll watch another one.
Okay, yeah. We're getting another one. That was my point. We're getting. I mean, sure. I mean, am I wrong for questioning this going forward after we got the Black Christmas reboot that just didn't hold much water? Like, I don't know. Like, I guess this could be fun. I hope it.
Silent Night, Deadly Night's not like the greatest movie either.
No, so there's actually room for it to catapult further or like improve upon it, whereas Black Christmas was already an established 70s classic.
Yeah.
So like Silent Night Deadly Night has a following. I like the movie. It's not like nobody is like writing theoretical essays about it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, but it's coming from Massey Media. So yeah, we'll look out for that in 2022. And then, I guess the big news, I saved this for last only because it was blowing up our own text feed throughout the week, is Alamo Drafthouse has filed for bankruptcy, but it will only be closing a couple of locations. They filed Chapter 11, and they sent out a notification immediately to assure people that they were still around. I am a little confused as to how they're deciding what theaters to close. Because, I mean, like, obviously, our Alamo the one we still have hasn't closed, with the other two locations still remaining closed since last year. What do you guys make of this?
Well, Chapter 11 is just a reorganization of debt, really.
Right. And they're getting a new financial, like, an angel, I guess you would call it.
Well, Tim League's still part of it as the new investment team. And I mean, basically they just need product. And so if there's new movies coming out, then people will go back to the theaters. It's just, they haven't had anything to put in there.
Right.
So I think, they'll be all right. I mean, you don't want to see them file for that, but if they're going to reorganize and find more money and, stay relevant, I mean, they're one of the biggest independent movie companies at theaters. I know that. Yeah.
And they, like any theater company at this point, is having to reach out to different solutions for staying financially afloat. Obviously, Cineworld hasn't even reopened its Regal locations, and it looks like it less and less like it will every day. AMC had to gain new financial backing in order to stay afloat. I have no idea what's going on with Landmark's financial state. But yeah, they're only closing a few locations. So far, it looks like that the Denver locations are not on the chopping block. I was actually curious if it would affect the Westminster location, because it didn't have enough time to establish itself the way Sloan's Lake and Littleton did. So that's what kind of concerned me.
I don't think so too. I mean, at the end of the day, the people that own the buildings or the property, it doesn't do them any good for those to close, because I mean, what are you going to put in the Alamo Drafthouse? It's just going to have to be another movie theater, because
it's either that or you hollow the shit out of it for a couple of years until you find a suitable replacement venue for it.
Yeah.
It's a Spirit Halloween store.
Yeah. But I mean, that one too has the big show there, so it's kind of unique. So
I just kind of imagined the Alamo Westminster being turned into a Spirit Halloween store, but they still keep the Metropolis garb that's wrapped around it. You're like, nah, that's already added. That's already added production design there. We'll just fill the rest out with our cheap masks.
I remember a church a movie theater I used to go to as a kid ended up becoming a church once it closed down.
That's terrible.
Actually, I think 2 of them became churches.
That's even more terrible.
Green Mountain 6 became a church for a while.
Yep.
No, we can't. Guys, get this pandemic done. I don't want the movie theaters turning into churches, please.
Well, like I said, I think we're turning a corner, hopefully.
Yeah.
I mean, you had A Quiet Place move up to May. Another movie. What other movie moved up this week?
Is it the Mark Wahlberg movie? Yeah, I don't know.
No, there's another big movie. Another movie moved up, and I'm going to go out on a limb. I think Black Widow is going to open on May 7th.
That wouldn't surprise me.
Because
although Bob Chapek did say that the shorter theater windows are here to stay, so
well, yeah, I mean, they might do what they did with
Mulan.
No, not Mulan. What fucking just came out?
Raya.
Yeah. Fuck. With Raya, they might just, you can pay $35 on Disney Plus or go see it in a theater.
Okay.
So,
Yeah. Anyway,
because they're moving forward with all their other shows, so eventually they're gonna have to let them come out. You know.
Yep. Can't stop what's coming. It's not waiting on you. And that's news.
Oh, one more piece of news is that Queen's Gambit is becoming a musical. Just saw that headline on Twitter. Didn't watch the show, so I don't know what that means.
I haven't either. It's on my list of things to do because I am immensely interested when I can sit down and have the time for it. Why? Like we aren't doing musicals on Broadway right now. Why are they trying to do this now? I'm confused.
Well, because I mean, you don't ever want to stop doing stuff, Zach, because then...
No, but I mean, like, out of all the things we could try to do to revitalize Broadway production, is a Queen's Gambit musical the thing that's going to save?
The vibe I get is that the show's more of a drama, so I don't know how that's going to go over with becoming a musical.
There could be musical dramas. I'm just more curious from the overall aspect of Broadway going, like, would that be the one that they would bank on to bring back the Broadway experience?
Well, no, I mean, how long does it take to make a musical? I mean, this isn't going to come out for a year or two.
It is gonna take a while. That is true. But
there's already a musical for chess. No one. All right.
Hold on. Give me a minute.
In high school, part of the soundtrack for one of the plays we did, our theater director used a song from Chess. It's a Broadway musical. It's like a two CD set.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, so there's already a chess musical. So I haven't watched The Queen's Gambit. It's about chess, right?
Yes.
It's about a chess player, but it's also about addiction and stuff. Is what I've been told. Yeah. Anyway, cool. That's news.
Blu-rays come out. Sometimes we get them. I don't know. It's been kind of horrible the last couple of weeks. Let's find out this week.
DVD releases and Blu-rays.
You know what, Ryan? I think the day's been saved. Because there's a Dread 4K Steelbook coming out. And I kind of want it. I like Dread a lot. Thought it was fun. Thought it was a lot of fun.
It's a cool cover art for it.
I know.
So, I mean, that's a movie that you saw the preview for, and you're like, I don't know if I want to see it. But because one of our, things for Real Nerds is we give every movie a chance, and it ended up being pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
That's good.
Yeah. It's a movie that I wish had a sequel, but we'll never get it. So we could just live with this really one cool movie with Carl Urban doing a really good fucking job, and Olivia Thirlby doing a really good fucking job.
If you watch The Boys and think about Carl Urban as Judge Dredd and that, you get pretty close.
Okay. I haven't watched The Boys yet, so I know what I have seen and I'll never see again, and I certainly won't be picking it up, is Stop or My Mom Will Shoot, with Sylvester Stallone and Estelle Getty, is being released on one of those VHS-looking Blu-rays that you can pick up. I think that's Walmart doing that thing.
I saw that movie, I don't know, 25 years ago. Don't remember it.
I saw those VHS covers at Best Buy too, so it might be both.
I remember seeing them at Walmart, so I just assumed it was something that Walmart was doing exclusively. Ryan, can you ask Mr. Stallone what it was like making Stop or My Mom Will Shoot?
It was a pleasure working with the Golden Girl, She was game. I don't know. That's all I remember from it is pairing Stallone with Estelle Getty. And that was crazy.
Can you imagine a Golden Girl hanging out with Rambo? I mean, what are the odds?
Arnold's going to work out with kids, and I figure why not go the other way?
See, I just think, like kids, they seem like a handful, but old ladies, it's pretty simple to, make them take a break really quick.
They say never work with dogs and kids.
and I managed to not work with both.
All right, let's move on, or I'm going to do my Stallone impression.
No. Or actually, I've never heard it before.
Yeah, let's hear your Stallone impression there, Corinne.
Do it.
Nah, actually, I was just bluffing. I'm not even going to attempt it. My vocal cords will kill me.
There's also a movie.
Woulda.
I don't know. Give me a line of dialogue. Like, I don't know anything Stallone really says.
You betrayed the law.
You betrayed the law.
That's not bad.
What the hell that was? Why do I have a New York accent?
I mean, he's from Philly, but Ryan, this is one I don't. Ryan and Brad are probably the ones who know this one.
He's just holding all his guns out, and I ain't gonna do son. That's my Rambo.
Adrian.
Here, Ryan, I'm Troutman and you're Rambo. Stand down, soldier. This is your first blood.
It's awesome when he says that in Mortal Kombat, by the way.
Anyway, another one of those VHS Blu-rays is called the Gold Diggers, The Secret of Bear Mountain. What the hell is this? It's got Christina.
Gold Diggers. I know some of them.
Well, I ain't saying that this is a gold digger, but I ain't saying that.
I know the Jamie Foxx song. That's about it.
And Brian, she give me money when I'm in need. She's a kind of friend indeed. It's got Christina Ricci in it, and that's all. A city girl teams up with a tomboy to solve the mystery of Bear Mountain, Molly Morgan, and the buried treasure, as well as learn about true friendships. This looks like about as silly / cheesy as The Amazing Panda Adventure. So yeah, I guess if you want Gold Diggers, The Secret of Bear Mountain, that's there for you.
Hey, don't you be shitting on The Amazing Panda Adventure.
You know what I remember? My favorite scene in that movie is when he and his friend that we don't see for the rest of the movie have their synchronized watches go off and they're excited to watch American Gladiators. That is the highlight of that movie for me in my mind. Well, that and the bridge scene. There's a movie from Kino Lorber coming out called The Choir Boys with Charles Durning, Lou Gossett Jr., Perry King, Randy Quaid, and Burt Young. Looks like it's a police movie, Mr. Ryan. So yeah, maybe it's about the police choir or something. I don't know. Do you guys have choirs in the police?
Yes.
Yeah, or which one are you? Tenor, soprano, baritone?
I'm so multi-talented in that department. I'm just placed on anywhere.
You lead the choir. You just wave a stick. You can get a double pack of My Girl and My Girl 2, so you can get sad and then get sad again. I'm assuming I've never seen My Girl 2. I just remember the first one because Macaulay Culkin with the bee sting scene.
Bees, not the bees. See if anyone's YouTube that. Deep faked Macaulay Culkin's face over.
Yeah, but
Nicolas
over
Cage.
yeah, it goes the bees, not the bees. Yeah, Ryan, I'm not gonna lie. It looks like the rest of them is still kind of lame as well. There's a movie called Rent-a-Pal with Will Wheaton coming out. This was from last year. It's coming through Shout Factory. This feels like a movie that we debated on watching last year, but didn't end up doing.
I wonder if he's a jerk in it like he is in real life. Oh,
wow.
Pop culture burn.
Okay, then. Oh, yeah, that's right. I've heard this story before. Anyway, an Anthony Quinn movie called The Dawn is Dead. And it looks like he's a mafia godfather type figure. And there's some roses and a gun, so you know that some shit's about to go down. And then The Great Caruso with Mario Lanza and Ann Blythe, coming to you from Warner Archive. And then a movie called The Babe with John Goodman playing Babe Ruth. Looks like that's pretty much it, guys, unless I missed something. Pretty slim pickings. Next week doesn't look too promising either. Sorry.
We watch films throughout the week in a segment I call What We've Been Watching.
So, this is the stuff we've been watching.
Corinne, what'd you watch this week?
Okay, so I watched the good Cinderella, the Rodgers and Hammerstein Disney one with Whitney Houston, Brandy, and everybody. It's a lot shorter than I remember, but there's also a lot more singing. So anyway, it's not a big deal, but that's on Disney Plus if anybody wants to watch it. Hanyu no Yashahime is getting crazy. We're down to the last 2 episodes. The previews for next week look awesome, and I'm so hyped up. I don't know what the hell's going on. Everything's kind of coming together now, finally, and anyway, I'm very excited. So yeah, that's why I was blowing up my whole Twitter feed this weekend. So Raya and the Last Dragon. Did anybody else watch it?
Nope.
No? Okay. So yeah, just saw it earlier tonight, and it's pretty good. I'd be willing to watch it again to see if my impression of it changes, but I don't know. I think some of the story structure is a little rough. It takes a while to get going, and I feel like it's kind of one-dimensional in its message and themes, and it hits you over. It's not like a bad message by any means. It's something that's very needed in our time, but it's just kind of one note of like they keep repeating the same thing over and over again, and it's like, okay, any texture to this world, or are we just going to talk about this one thing? Nope. All right. Voice performances pretty good. Animation's good. It's almost like there are aspects of the animation that are so much better than the others that it stands out a lot. The hair on Raya, for instance, looks so real, but then when you look at the rest of the animation, like specifically like on her face, it just looks so fake by comparison. And I wonder if it's just because like the texturing on the hair is so much better, and the texturing on this, like there is no texture on the skin. It's just so flat. And
I've been wondering about how much photorealism is too much photorealism in animation right now, but I guess it's best not to think about it.
Yeah, they definitely take advantage of the fact that like 3D animation has pretty much nailed water and like splash effects and different things like that. Because there's just like a lot of water in this movie, and you know, it's raining, it's rivers, it's waterfalls, it's all over the place. So it makes for some pretty cool scenes.
And well, Disney's always been at the forefront of making water look realistic since Pinocchio. So
yep.
See, in Pinocchio, they pulled glass, like glass panes across the cells while they're underwater that gave it the reflecting effect.
Yep. And ever since then, it's fun fact, Walt is still alive, and he was working this entire time to make sure water looked perfect in animation.
I mean, it does.
Yeah.
I'm kind of in the camp of, I think the dragon design needed to be different, because especially with the eyes, like the eyes are so big, and it's like pretty much 3/4 of her entire face. And the design, I feel like it could have been a little bit more intricate, but I mean, like the fur and everything looks really good. And there are some scenes that like really hit me, and don't want to spoil anything, but there's one, maybe it's like in the first third of the movie, where it's a completely silent scene. It's just music playing, where these characters are going through this field and they're going past all these things that remind them of things that have happened before, and this character stops, takes a moment to recognize what has happened, and it's a beautiful image, and the scene was just dripping with atmosphere. And I was like, damn it, why couldn't the movie have been more like that? But anyway, it warrants a much larger discussion, and hopefully you guys get to watch it so we'll get to talk about it more sometime down the road. So I will wait till Brad goes to talk about WandaVision probably. But Zach, you also watched Coming to America?
I did.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty fun.
Yeah.
I almost kind of like it better than the first one. But then again,
whoa.
I don't have nostalgia for the first one.
So
that's the difference.
So here's what I'm gonna say up front on that. I don't either. I really like that first one, but I didn't grow up with it the way others around me did. And so my meeting the sequel on an expectation level was somewhat different than others. And also, I mean, I've talked with people on Twitter about one of my friends, Tree. She did not like the movie, and and she listens to the show, so she might hear this. And I told her on Twitter, like, I just had fun with it. I enjoyed it, and I have an expectation nowadays when it comes to delayed sequels. The bottom line is that, like, they're going to hit certain nostalgia beats, and I'd be curious to hear what Tree thought specifically of the movie, because my impression of what I've read on the internet sphere was that there was just too much what would you call it? Like too many references to the first one, too many nostalgia trips, recall lines or self-referential lines to the fact that it's a delayed sequel. And I'm like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, these are things that have been happening in long delayed sequels for the past 5 to 6 years. So like, when you get these things, this is the baggage that comes with it. I would say that I actually enjoyed the angle they took on the story. And kind of addressing the idea of, like, does Akeem end up falling into his dad's habits of interfering with relationships? Like, what does age do to somebody like Akeem? And I'm not going to lie, part of my loving of this film had to do also with, I'm not sure what Wesley Snipes and Eddie Murphy have been doing behind the scenes, but I love that they're just having fun joking with each other, because Wesley Snipes is really fun in the movie. Like, the character is so dark and yet so full of life. Like, he's playing essentially a warlord, but he's got this stride in his step that I'm like, what is this role? But I like it. He's
kind of like the Jack Sparrow of warlords.
Yeah, it's really, really weird, but I really, really like it. And, like, the way they connect his character to the first one via his sister being the lady that he left barking and hopping on one leg. Yeah. I thought was fun. But yeah, like, I just had a blast watching them do it again. I liked the callback of Eddie Murphy and Arsenio Hall playing all the old men in the barbershop. And also the way they called back some very obscure characters from the first one in a way that didn't feel like, to me, it didn't feel like they were too shoehorned in. I think the only one would be at the very end with the musical
Minister?
number. No, not the Minister. The Minister actually made sense to me. The one I'm referring to is because it's also a fun movie in the moment in the movie, but the singer who sings sexual, or the lead singer of Sexual Chocolate.
Yeah.
And that was a fun moment, but it was the most shoehorned in moment I saw in the movie. That and the flashback sequence when Jermaine Fowler's love interest is talking about the story of the first movie. Apart from that, I kind of just rolled with it. And I liked that they addressed certain things up front with how New York had changed. But while not, it didn't make it the centerpiece of the movie. I like that they address it. It's there, but we're going to Zamunda. Like Zamunda is the majority of the movie, which is an interesting turn of events.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I enjoyed it.
I think they set up a lot of dynamics that I wish we could have seen more of, and I would actually be really interested if they made a TV, like a mini series or something out of it, like just that whole dynamic with Jermaine Fowler's character and like getting to meet his sisters, particularly his oldest sister, or the oldest sister. And I thought like their dynamic would be really interesting because like now she's going to be, the whole deal, but he was kind of in training for that, and I feel like they're like that scene where they do the lion thing. I was kind of, I was like, fun. That was interesting. Like, okay,
that was a lot of fun. Yeah, Kenya Barris worked on the story for it, so if he could front a television version of it, I'd watch it. But yeah, I mean, I guess I don't know.
You don't even need like the older adults. Like, you could write them out as like they're on like a world tour or whatever, and it's like the kids are hanging out at home and just like their shenanigans that they get up to. Yeah, I want to see that.
Or you could literally just lead it into the fact that they are now running Zamunda for the most part, or like Akeem is, but like Akeem would be like a supporting player in this overall show. I guess I don't know how much more we should talk about it because I don't know if we're going to try to make this a main episode or not. But I enjoyed it. I would recommend people check it out, even if they have the reservations of the reviews they might have been reading, because I think that there's a lot of good in the movie to be had while still acknowledging that it's not going to be the first movie, and you just have to walk in with that expectation.
Yeah. So friend of the podcast, Jerry, the artist, that first one is one of his favorite movies. And I told him I saw the sequel and he's like, well, what was it like? And did you like it? And I was like, yeah, I liked it. Is it as funny as the first one? And I'm like, I mean, it is, but it's different. I think the type of humor is different. And the first one, I think the jokes were a lot more like, I don't know, clear cut and obvious, and just kind of like the whole, like them playing multiple parts. And they do that here still, but there's also just like a lot of random background humor. And that was honestly the part that was funniest to me. The one scene where they're like at Wesley Snipes' warlord camp, and just like for some reason all the soldiers just have shake weights. It was just like so stupid. I had to pause and laugh at that for like a full minute. I'm like, why do they have shake weights?
I appreciate that Craig Brewer and the writing team laid into the fact that because as Zamunda is set up as a fake country, they are able to have a little bit more fun in the comedic realm with it, and having like the warlords playing with shake weights, or other elements to that nature. I liked that they continued the broad, redonkulous comedy that was set up first off in the John Landis film, because the first one is kind of set up to be like a very traditionally well-timed, well-planned out, organized, executed piece of comedy filmmaking with Eddie Murphy coming in, and you get him into a certain character mode. He can go into improv, but it is still planned out. And there's like choreography and elegance to it, in the dance numbers and other elements of the production. And Craig Brewer does the exact same thing, which shouldn't surprise anybody given his background with films in the past. But and just like having some of the broad, like, you don't expect it to just go this ridiculous, like having Morgan Freeman narrate James Earl Jones's funeral.
That was one of the funnier surprises of the movie. Thanks, Zach.
I know I kind of spoiled that, but I do love that moment. That was one of the I fell over my chair on that one. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. I think it's getting a little too much heat thrown its way, and I would encourage people to check it out.
I agree. Also, I thought the costumes were all amazing. So watch it just for the costumes. All right. Anyway, that's all I've been watching. Zach?
Is it my turn now?
I mean, you guys have been talking
I
for like
figured-
10 minutes about Coming to America. So yeah, go ahead.
I wrote an episode of the Pod Show while you guys were talking.
Oh wow. Well, I figured it was a nice jumping off segue point. Whatever. Go ahead, Zach.
Yeah. So I didn't talk about it last week, but I rewatched Intolerable Cruelty. Coen Brothers film with George Clooney and Catherine Zeta-Jones, about divorce lawyer who meets his mental equal in the form of a woman who's actively husband hunting in order to put in the work to then eventually divorce and take half the money. And Ryan, we've had talks before about, or at least I've told you my theories is that you could get George Clooney to play older Cary Grant in a biopic.
Yeah.
I think my evidence is further cemented with Intolerable Cruelty. Have you seen the movie before?
Yeah.
I would encourage you to rewatch it under the lens that he's playing Cary Grant. He's kind of, that's what I'm getting off of that movie on the rewatch. He's like playing a version of a Cary Grant type of role. But on top of that though, like I feel like the film, it's almost making fun of certain rom-coms of that particular moment. Because it still has the Coen brothers flourish for crazier, insane things going on within its realm, whether it's visual or dialogue driven. But there's certain tropes in there that are just mercilessly made fun of, from, you know, like the love triangle all on down to typical divorce humor. All just kind of setting itself up in like only the Coen brothers could take a concept like this from two other writers, refashion it, and turn it into what they turn it into. So yeah, it's one of those films that I think the brothers get knocked around for, but I would encourage people to look at it under the lens of them sending up those type of movies that were coming out around that time.
I never thought it as bad as James thinks it is, but you know. Well,
James is wrong. That's just the bottom line, because I've already told you up at the front of this episode what the track record of the brothers is. It's always been good, or not so good but still good. And on that note, I rewatched No Country for Old Men. Movie's still freaking amazing. And then I sat down and rewatched Only Angels Have Wings, which Ryan, I think that's becoming my favorite Cary Grant movie that's not Hitchcock related.
He's kind of an ass and badass in it at the same time.
Yeah, I really like The Awful Truth. I really do. And I like Mr. Lucky. So I think right now my fight is between Mr. Lucky and Only Angels Have Wings, only because Only Angels Have Wings has such an amazing production value mixed into it that like the movie's working on all these wonderful cylinders. And I like watching Sig Ruman play a relatable human being and not a character trope driven buffoon. So if anybody hasn't seen the movie, first read what Ryan thinks about it on his article series, but then go check it out. It's on Criterion, so you're not if you have Criterion Channel, you should be able to get it pretty quick. And then I rewatched the first Coming to America before sitting down with the sequel. And that movie still rocks, as I kind of mentioned when talking about the sequel. I had forgotten, because I don't rewatch the movie a ton. Again, I didn't grow up with it the way others did. But I had forgotten that Bellamy and Amici's characters from Trading Places have a cameo in the movie where Akeem hands them a wad of bills, and it's him going like, "Mortimer, we're back in business." And actually, Corinne, did you notice that they referenced that pretty much within the first 5 minutes of the sequel?
Reference what?
The two brothers from Trading Places, the rich industrial brothers from Trading Places.
No, I've never seen Trading Places.
Oh, you've never seen it? Okay, you know those in Coming to America, those two bums that Akeem hands the money to? Those are the industrialists who get screwed in Trading Places, and it's Ralph Bellamy and Don Ameche, who were Golden Age actors.
People were speculating that it's like a shared universe between the two movies.
Yeah, it is. And actually, from what I heard in news reports, they were trying to bring the Klumps into the sequel too. So that would have been interesting as all hell. But yeah, and I like watching latter era Bellamy and Ameche and seeing where they end up in things. I had completely forgotten they're in Coming to America. Again, I'm not a fan of the universe like other people, so I didn't like grow up on it. So like Trading Places and Coming to America, they're films I've watched and admired, but I haven't like dug into them the way others have. So like seeing that was just a funny moment where I'm just like, oh, that's cool. Ralph Bellamy's hanging around in trash. And then the last thing was I caught up on some more Looney Tunes cartoons. The content of these cartoons is getting darker than I ever thought they would. There's a specific... I've been saying before how the Sylvester and Tweety ones have been my least favorite of the bunch, and that it's still kind of the remains the truth for me. But one of the recent ones that I saw that's on there involves Sylvester chasing Tweety through a vet's office, and I don't want to spoil it because I know Ryan's going to watch it, but there's a moment at the end of that cartoon where there are two dark jokes played back to back to where I was like, oh my God, they didn't lie. This isn't for only children. This is for literally like a broad, wide audience, because those are jokes that I don't think I could show my nephew this until he's like 7 or 8, like minimum. Because like that's just there's just some interesting dark humor afoot in there. But Ryan, they do a sort of spiritual sequel to the Great Piggy Bank Robbery, in one called The Case of Porky's Pants. And the whole concept is, again, Daffy is a detective, and the case is Porky Pig coming to Detective Daffy going, I've lost my pants. And the joke at the end of it is wonderful if you're a Porky Pig fan like Ryan is. So I think he's going to enjoy this one. And as I've said before on it, if you aren't watching these new Looney Tunes cartoons, you are missing out on a really fun time. And then at Film Club, we watched a movie that I had never seen before called Kind Hearts and Coronets, which is a movie from Ealing Studios, they were the studio that did the original Lady Killers with Alec Guinness. This is another movie with Alec Guinness, but he's not the lead character, but he plays 8 different characters in the movie. The movie concerns a young man whose mother was in high society, but she married an opera singer and tarnished her family name, so she was banished from the family. And so the son tries to gain revenge by murdering the members of the family that keep him from becoming a duke. And it is a dark, dark, dark comedy from 1949 that keeps upping the ante on how dark it gets with each turn that it undergoes. And Alec Guinness plays 6 to 7 to 8 different members of this same family, all getting bumped off. And it's pretty wonderful to watch Alec Guinness playing these different variations on a familial theme. It's a movie that I think Ryan would have fun with, and I know Corinne will like it because it's British. So if anybody wants to check it out, I highly recommend it. I was surprised as all hell by it. So another successful film club selection, courtesy of Mr. Adam Roach and the wonderful crew over there. So yeah, and that's all I watched this week.
What's the name of the movie again, Zach?
Kind Hearts and Coronets.
Right on. Brad, what did you watch this week?
Well, on Hulu, they have a bunch of seasons of Saturday Night Live. They have the first 5 seasons and then 30 through the current season. And I figured, you know what? I'm going to start watching the first seasons because I've never seen them before. And everyone is always saying how great that original cast is. So I'm like, okay, let's find out. And wow, that first episode is rough.
The first episode of SNL.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little rough around the edges, and the host doesn't involve himself like the way they would down the line. Yeah, it's George Carlin.
Yeah, you want to talk about it?
No, I just.
Okay. Yeah, George Carlin hosts, and there's a certain charm to it being so like rough. It's so much more of a variety show back then. Like it feels like it's put together on the fly. And the set is for that episode is kind of in theater of the round. So they don't even have like a set system put together yet, and they have 2 musical guests, and they each play twice, and all the episodes feel like they're 2 hours because there's so much crammed in, and they actually like a lot of skits are just so short that they have enough room to do that. Whereas a lot of the modern stuff, people always feel like it's drawn out, bad for time, but there's so much packed into those episodes. There's even like the Muppets, not like Kermit and everybody, but like Scred and Plubis.
The adult Muppets, yeah.
Yeah, the adult Muppets make a bunch of recurring appearances. And then like episode 2 is basically just Paul Simon's variety hour because he shows up with like an Art Garfunkel reunion for like the last 30 to 45 minutes of the entire show. Like they play together, and then Art Garfunkel sings by himself. So there's really only a couple sketches in the whole thing. I really feel like it finds its footing as like a formula of a show by around episode 15 of the first season. And yeah, for the first 5 or 6 episodes, I wasn't like a lot of the sketches. I'm like, this is the hill people die on for these guys.
So Brad, just a quick question: you said episode 15? Is that when they settle into only 2 performances by the musical guests and the rest is the skits, or how does it go? I've never seen that early episode, so I don't know.
Yeah, it's wild. Yeah, they kind of have a standard host that's kind of culturally relevant. And then there's more sketches. There's usually 1 musical guest. And they do the title graphics, because the first couple shows they don't even have, like nowadays they like introduce each cast member, but the first one it's the not ready for primetime players, and they don't even list each of the people. As far as I remember, it's just like.
Yeah, it's for like the first half of it, and then in the second half they start listing off the credits, I believe. Yeah,
like they each get their own photo on screen with their name and everything. And even Don Pardo like botches the intro on the first episode. Like he like says the words backwards or something. It might be intentional. But
and also at that like within I can't remember how long they did this, but they're calling it NBC's Saturday Night. It's not even called Saturday Night Live yet.
Yeah, that's the whole first season. So they come back, or it might be actually the first 5 seasons actually, but I forgot what I read on Wikipedia, but yeah, it's just NBC Saturday Night. The most recent episode I watched, Billy Crystal, like it was like his first appearance on SNL, and it's almost like a 1-act character play. It's not even a stand-up bit, which was strange to watch.
Is it him doing Can You Dig It? I Knew That You Could, the jazz man character? Yeah.
Exactly what it was, yeah.
Yeah.
That's like that's like a good like acting piece. I don't know if it was like funny, but yeah.
It's fun watching him do that character, but it does it's a little too long for an SNL episode.
Yeah. And then I think like Candice Bergen has hosted like 3 times already in the first season.
She's great on the show though.
Yeah, the bee sketch is kind of funny because in the first episode there's this bee sketch where they're just in a maternity ward and they each get delivered their drones, and it's so bad that for like the next 2 or 3 episodes they reference how bad it is. they make better sketches based on how bad it was. But yeah, overall, like it's definitely a different and older type of humor. Uh, Chevy Chase's Weekend Update is a little, I don't know, it's kind of rough. It feels like he builds, like if something gets at least one laugh, he'll turn it into like a recurring thing, even though it's not that funny.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
much like Chevy Chase himself.
Yeah, his pratfalls are pretty good, but by episode 5, he's claiming it's a thing of the show.
It's interesting to think how he was the breakout star of that first season, so much so that he jumped ship.
Yeah, and he's good in like quite a few, like once the cast and everyone finds their footing.
Right.
But it's not like, wow, I'm not going to use this as the barometer for comedy for the next 30, 40 years.
I mean, I still feel like all those first 5 seasons belong to John Belushi for the most part, because it is like, whether it's, Samurai Delicatessen or, I would like to feed your fingertips to the Wolverines, like that, like within that first season, like there's so much so much joy to get out of him as a performer on it, that it's almost amazing that Chase was the breakout star. I love Chase on Weekend Update, but I always felt like Belushi was the one that should have broke out sooner.
Yeah, there was one good Weekend Update thing where it's the new year, so they like, let's take a look back at 1975, and they just put the word 1975 on the screen, and he just looks over at it, and then cuts back. Yeah, I was gonna say.
There's also some like really outdated like jokes to like General Mao Zedong dying.
No, it's Francisco Franco.
Well, there's Generalissimo Francisco Franco is still dead. They also talked about the death of Mao Zedong, and they showed a Chinese takeout box, and I remember that joke. Rewatching that sketch a while back, and I was like, oh, that did not age well.
Yeah, I don't think I got to that one yet, but yeah, everyone so far has had Franco in it.
Yeah, that's.
And yeah, there's a lot of sketches that are just like outdated, not appropriate for today. Like the one with Richard Pryor hosting, and then all those samurai ones.
Yeah, the Pryor episode and the samurai stuff. It's tough to watch, but I do still think there's a merit to watching that form of comedy unfold. And I think Pryor's still one of those stand-up geniuses you should take note of when it comes to comedy history.
Yeah, I mean his episode's pretty good,
but
it's the third one, so
yeah.
Yeah, what was I gonna say? Yeah, that's it. I don't talk about this long enough. Then I watched Ted Lasso, which is fantastic. Jason Sudeikis plays Ted Lasso. He's been hired by I forget what soccer team from England.
I know in the original bit it's the Tottenham Hotspurs.
Yeah, I think they changed it up, but anyway, he gets hired. He moves his whole life to England, leaves his wife and kid back in I think Kansas or Oklahoma. He was, I think, either a college or a high school football coach, who's super positive about everything, and really like motivated that team back at home to, I think, either do better or win the championship. I forget. But yeah, he gets called up to go to England to help this soccer team, or actually football there, and they're so cynical, and they haven't won in a while, and his attitude clashes with that system. And it's amazing how his positivity resonates and actually improves them, while this is actually secretly a major league plot where the owner has divorced the original owner of the team, and she is sabotaging the team to piss him off. So she's hoping they'll lose, and she thinks Ted Lasso's a joke and that he'll crash and burn there and just embarrass the entire club. But that, like, the soccer team is so important to the local residents, And Ted Lasso just goes in there, and his positivity just like, everyone thinks he's like he knows nothing about soccer at all, but he takes the job, and he's got some personal things at home that he's dealing with, and it's just an amazing. It's weird that he's like, it was this joke for I think ESPN or something, or
it was like ESPN on NBC or something like that.
Yeah.
I remember, it was like the NBC, like they got the soccer, they got the British Soccer League over there, and so they started covering that, and then that was like a bit that they did to promote it.
Yeah.
So I remember when the original skit came out, I loved it. I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah,
So,
it's amazing they turned it into this. Like, it's weird to see a show that promotes optimism so much. So definitely check it out if you can.
Well,
it's on Apple TV.
Yeah, I told you, like, I'm planning on it, and I expect I will love it. It's just a matter of sitting down and actually watching it.
Yeah.
And I do have like the free Apple thing, but I'm waiting a month to get the most out of it.
Yeah. Yeah, I trialed the first episode. So if you want to like, take a taste, you can just watch the first episode for free. But yeah, after that was over, I was like, I got to watch the rest of the season.
Yeah, I already know I'm going to watch the whole thing because I've heard lots of good stuff about it.
And the last two things I watched are Star Trek related. Before WandaVision. So there's a cartoon version of Star Trek called Lower Decks, which is based on Next Generation. Had an episode where they didn't focus on Picard or Worf or any of the main cast members. It was a whole episode based on the people that, do the grunt work for them, newly recruited cadets, that they're usually in the background of the episode. And they turned that into a cartoon series. I think it was like 10 episodes, and it's really funny. It's
was it on Comedy Central? What channel carried that?
It's
on
to be
Paramount
CBS
Plus.
Yeah, CBS All Access or whatever. Yeah,
Paramount Plus. Yeah, and that has another like preview sampling thing you can do. I think the best part is it's like set in the Next Generation timeline, so occasionally Q or Riker will pop in as voices as their characters, which is great.
Are they on the Enterprise?
Well, it's post Next Generation timeline, so Riker's on the Titan.
Okay, gotcha.
But presumably, yeah, the Enterprise D is out there with Picard helming it. But I forget the character's name. One of them is Brad Boimler. He's like the happy-go-lucky, like I'm gonna be the best in Starfleet type guy. And then, God, what's the main character? She's actually, she doesn't want to move up in the ranks. She just wants to stay a lower decks person. So, she's always underachieving. And there's like another, like overachieving character that comes in, and like she and this other character with an implant, like they get really into science and stuff. And it's like, it really makes fun of it. Lovingly makes it's like Harley Quinn, where they lovingly make fun of the thing that they're in.
Like a kind, gentle jab.
Yeah. While also like making poignant, resonant, like episodes and adventures of their own. So yeah, it's just a ton of fun. And it's great. Like if you're a big Star Trek fan, like there's so many Easter eggs. They'll reference characters and lines of dialogue and like episode titles. They'll kind of break the fourth wall sometimes with that. It's funny. There's an episode of Next Generation where these robot drones that fix things become sentient. They don't talk or communicate like we would expect. They just Data figures out that they have their own intelligence. And so in this show, they come back and they actually have voices because they've advanced a little bit. And like one of them eventually decides like not to help everybody and then beams himself into space and then like regrets it because he's just floating around with nowhere to go instead of like helping the crew.
I remember the episode that it's referencing. I remember it from the rewatch. So just like, I need to watch Lower Decks now. Like, sounds like fun.
Send the exocomps out. He's like, sorry guys, you're on your own. Just beat himself out. By the end of the episode, he's just floating through space. Like, help me.
Why did I do this?
So yeah, Lower Decks is fun. And then for Carol, I watched the third season of Star Trek Discovery. And when we last left Discovery, they had accelerated. They time traveled into the 100 years into the future, so that the knowledge of what happened in season 2 can't be obtained by anyone in the present that they left, because it would destroy the universe. Mm-hmm. So they went ahead where no one, with that knowledge would want to track them down. And the time travel gets botched, and Michael Burnham gets stranded on a planet 100 years before the rest of the crew catches up with her. Or not 100, a year, sorry. They're all like 150 years in the future together. And this season is more episodic. Like, it's still serialized, but it feels like they're very much isolated episodes that all connect to a whole instead of just like a continuing narrative. And it's amazing how like Star Trek is such like a cinematic, like big budget show now. I was watching it just being like, man, I wish Next Generation or the original series had this opportunity to make television like this, or Deep Space Nine or Voyager, because each episode is so much just like the visual effects are on par with big budget motion pictures. And the storyline for the season is good. I think as a whole, it wasn't as interesting as the previous season. Probably because it's so episodic. So it was individual episodes that were like stand out more than like the whole. So, but yeah, I guess their adventures are going to take place in the future now, which is good because now they're not beholden to, we got to tie things into, leading up to the original cast or Next Generation. We can kind of just reference what they did and move forward. And it's hard to do with Star Trek moving forward because so much of our life now, the things that they dreamt of in 66 are real now. So it's like, how do you dream of things for our future?
I thought of that when, because I still haven't watched Picard yet, but that was one of my questions going in, like before I would end up going into it, would be how is the future going forward handled within a world like Picard? Like, what's that going to look like? So looks like Discovery's going to be doing the same as well. So that's cool.
I mean, in the past, they already had the revolutionary spore drive that no one else had. So they're able to take that to the future and no one else still has that. But they update some things like, like ships can morph, like they're not beholden to a physical structure. They can reform themselves into, whatever shape they need to get around stuff. They all have their badges or their own personal transporter, so they don't have to go, beam me up and all stand together. They can just hit the thing and beam themselves out of wherever they need to go.
So they don't need to the coordinate situation is not the same as it used to be.
Yeah, as long as you have the badge, like you can teleport yourself. You don't need someone on the ship to do it for you.
Ooh, that's neat. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So yeah, and then the last thing I watched was WandaVision, which I'm sure Ryan watched, right?
I did.
And me.
And Corinne, and I don't like the finale as much as maybe the episodes before it, but that might just be my own fault for expecting more. But to some extent, I did feel like it was a lot of flying sky punchy.
I felt the same way.
Yeah, like Tetsuo Kaneda yelling at each other type stuff. But I mean, as far as like if the show is just set up that Wanda's this thing now, the mission accomplished.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, I always talk about this with my wife, that if you're disappointed with how things go, it's not.
It's your own fault.
Yeah, because it's not our place to say how the characters should be in the show. We don't own the characters. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But there's some moments in this. I loved Vision talking to the Vision. I thought was really great.
But I'm
And Brad,
frustrated. Oh, go ahead.
you nailed the cameo with someone who Paul Bettany always wanted to work with,
Yeah.
and that
This
was
is
himself.
but the thing about that is like it doesn't wrap up like where did White Vision go? Like he just took off and then there's
Maybe
a good.
he will make an appearance in Falcon Winter Soldier.
But it just feels so anticlimactic. Like yeah, he takes off, but there's a good chunk of the show left to watch that doesn't get resolved, which was kind of frustrating. So that's not on me. That's leaving me hanging by the writers. Like even just like a cutscene of like, yeah, this went somewhere. So
Just like you all told me when I bitched about, Endgame and how it didn't give me the resolution I wanted, and you all said you have to realize this is a TV show now. So, Brad, you're just going to have to wait for Multiverse of Madness or Falcon Winter Soldier or some other MCU property to get the answers that you need.
Wait, why didn't Endgame? I don't understand why Endgame didn't give you the ending you needed.
Oh, because I was saying how, like, they didn't give the weight to, like, everybody coming back that I felt like it needed. And they just kind of glossed over it and everything.
I felt well. Wait, they triumphed by coming back.
Go back and listen to the 2019 Film Explosion episode. We ain't got time to get into all this now.
Okay.
Again.
those portals opening up sealed it for me. I was like,
I'm talking about like the billions of people coming back and the implications it would have on like the political structure and everybody's emotions and let's just go back and listen to the episode.
Yeah,
that sounds like a really boring movie.
I mean, it's already at 3 hours, so I don't know if you want to get into the political ramifications.
Ryan, I think we found a Marvel movie I could make.
Please don't.
No. Now, Brad and I have to write it. I'll direct it. Ryan, you could star in it.
It kind of gets addressed in Far From Home.
Yeah, because
that was part of my complaint. Was I said it, Far From Home glossed over it, made it like a joke of the blip and all this stuff.
Because it's from the kid's point of view. Oh my gosh, do we really have to rehash all this?
No, that's what I'm saying. You guys should just let it go and figure it out on your own. Anyway.
And yeah,
but yes, Brad, I think it's gonna the White Vision or whatever will come back at some point. We just don't know when.
I'm just imagining my favorite meme going around the internet without. I like it because it hasn't been giving me spoilers. Has been the Captain America thing where it goes, so you had a WandaVision theory that didn't come true.
Yeah, I'm so blown away that people are still posting like Magneto. Like when's Fassbender going to show up as Magneto in the show? Like even after the finale, I'm just like, they addressed that he's not her dad. Like they showed her parents. Like that theory is done. Stop it. So.
Yep. I mean, it turns out with the little tag is Wanda, the really evil? Maybe.
They have a future, Charles, not me. I no longer matter.
Is that what you got from that cut?
Yes.
Post scene? Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I just thought she was studying up. No,
she
has
but
the
she's
book.
able to project herself. No, she's able to project herself as, everything's cool and I'm all calm, but she's also studying up on the Darkhold.
Which I heard from people on Twitter that makes an appearance in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. So I guess if you want to know more about the Darkhold in the MCU, you should look into that.
I just Wikipedia'd it.
Okay.
Learned about it. Does it only do evil stuff?
I believe
Probably.
so.
The Darkhold.
I have a dumb question. Is Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. still going on, or is that done?
I thought it was done.
That ended last year, I think.
Okay. I kind of lost track with it after, like a season after the It's All Connected dealy with Winter Soldier.
I figured the Darkhold was just one of those things where like it has stuff in it, and you choose whether you use it for evil or good.
So. Well, sure. I have, ironically, all the Like I have the first couple comics with it in it, and I don't remember them. I'll have to dig them out and read them again.
Who wants to bet that Agatha's going to make an appearance in Multiverse of Madness?
Maybe.
I can see a world where she doesn't.
Yeah, I mean, because she kind of just left her there.
I mean, that movie's already
Fucked
packed.
up.
Yeah.
Oh, she's going to come back in some... otherwise, they would have just, like, killed her, you know, but they specifically, like, no, we're going to leave you here. This is your punishment, and I'll come back if I need to find you. So she's coming back. I just don't know when.
Yeah, possibly. I mean, they set it up that way. For sure.
I'm excited to watch this show eventually and finally understand what you guys are talking about.
Ryan, what'd you watch?
Just a couple things. My Zach joke. I watched this.
You didn't say it the way I say it.
On Prime called "In Search of the Last Action Heroes," which is like a 2.5-hour documentary about 80s and early 90s action films, and it has a lot of the people that are involved. There is about a 10-minute thing about Last Action Hero, and then they have one about Street Fighter. Brad, I think you'd appreciate.
Sweet.
I'm sure you already know this, but it was originally rated R, and then they cut it, and then it was still rated R, and then they cut it again, and then it was rated G.
Wait, whoa.
Yeah. So then they called back Van Damme to add the line where he says shit, so they could get a PG-13, because they knew no one would go see it if it was rated G.
How did it go from R to G?
The director explains it as they had to keep on cutting scenes and making them less intense. So I guess they cut them too far.
I bought a Blu-ray. They did a special edition of it in region B or whatever in England. I bought that, and it has deleted scenes and stuff. So I as soon as I get a region free player, hopefully I'll figure out what you're talking about.
I think PlayStation 4s might be. Just a heads up.
Where's the documentary available, Ryan?
It's on Amazon Prime.
Oh, nice.
It's good. It's fun. I also watched this horror film called The Entity, which is a very, it's an unusual horror film, and it's kind of, I don't know. It's
creepy as all hell, Ryan.
Yeah, it's like Poltergeist if the Poltergeist raped you. It's really...
I can't believe you haven't seen this before, Ryan.
No, it's
Barbara Hershey.
Oh my god, it's pretty intense. It's very adult, and it's a hard film to watch because you're not sure exactly what the entity is. It just knows that it's after Barbara Hershey for some unknown reason, and it's what's cool about it is I have the Scream Factory Collector's Edition. It has an interview with her on it, and she talks about I forget the actress who originally was cast for it, but she turned it down because of this sexual nature of it and how hardcore the sex scenes were. Because Barbara Hershey is naked acting against nothing. It's really, but I can't describe it. It's really bizarre.
It's hard to. It's uncomfortable. That's what I remember about it.
It's a hard film to watch.
Yeah,
it's well made. I laughed. The Poltergeist or the Entity's theme song, where it's like dun 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 dun, is really over the top. But it's interesting. Barbara Hershey's really great in the interview. So if you want to see it, check out the Scream Factory version because it's really well made. And you also hear, it's funny because the end of the film, I guess I shouldn't spoil the film. Anyway, there's a line at the end that's really silly and way over the top, and Barbara Hershey talks about how stupid it is and it shouldn't be in the movie. So it makes it fun. I always love when behind the scenes interviews isn't all sugar and lollipops, where they actually say stuff is stupid and things like that.
It's still what? it's still why I like the Village of the Damned one, because they're very, very frank about what the movie turned into. Like,
Yeah, I think actually my favorite Scream Factory behind the scenes documentary because how bad the making of the film was is Bordello of Blood. It's pretty great.
You've told
Corey
me about
Feldman
this one.
talks how big of an asshole Dennis Miller is, and it's pretty funny.
Was it Angie Everhart, or who was the one that was the only one that would have lunch with Corey Feldman?
Yeah, it was Angie Everhart because everyone's afraid because she was dating Stallone at the time, and but Corey Feldman talked about how nice Stallone was and how nice she was. It's a really interesting making of. I go ahead.
No, I didn't say anything. Sorry.
I watched a movie on Netflix with Kellen called Finding Ohana, which is a really kind of cute Goonies style film about these kids that live in Brooklyn, and they have to go to Hawaii after their grandfather has a heart attack and help take care of him. And while they're there, they find a treasure map and they kind of go on an adventure, Goonie style. And it's a cute little movie.
Is it animated or live action?
No, it's live action. It has Kelly Hu in it as the mom, which is kind of weird because I'm pretty sure she hasn't aged since Friday the 13th Part 8, but but then you go look on her IMDb page and I think she's in her 50s, and I mean she's looks stunning. But then you also think that The Scorpion King came out 20 years ago almost. So you go, oh yeah, so I guess she would be in her 50s.
She was also part of the Weapon X project, if you recall, Ryan.
Yeah, she was Lady Deathstrike. So yeah, it's a really cute movie. I think it's pretty new. I watched it because I was reading articles about it, about how much fun it was, and it is. It's kind of just if you want to watch a kid adventure film, that's basically what it is. But there's lots of heart to it, and the kids are actually really funny. They talk like kids.
You buried the lead. Jonathan Quay Kwan is in it.
He is, and he has a great nod to Temple of Doom at the end.
Aww.
You should, and he has a great scene that actually kind of brought a tear to my eye with Kelly Hu. Yeah, you should watch the movie; it's fun.
Would my nephew like it?
Yeah. I mean, there's some scary parts, but for kids, I mean, not for me. I'm a man, but there's some like ghost elements and things like that to it.
The two films that scare Ryan are The Entity and Finding Ohana.
Yeah. It's pretty great though. I mean, I recommend it if you're looking for kind of a lighthearted family adventure.
Nice.
And the last thing I watched was Cate Blanchett's The Missing, which stars Tommy Lee Jones as well, directed by Ron Howard.
Yep.
And I like the movie. It's kind of a straight Western, but then goes to a supernatural horror film, kind of.
Yeah, it gets a little weird because I talked a little bit about this in Ballyhoo. It's basically his version of The Searchers, but then it does go into a very strange direction.
Yeah, so in it, Cate Blanchett plays a woman who is a doctor who lives on the frontier, and her boyfriend, because she's not married to him, played by Aaron Eckhart, brings home a stranger who's Tommy Lee Jones, who turns out to be Cate Blanchett's father. This isn't spoilers. You find out in the first 10 minutes. And there's tension there. And throughout the film, you kind of learn why. And at one point, her daughters go out with her boyfriend for a horse ride, and the horse comes back without her daughters. And she goes out and finds one of her daughters, and her boyfriend is dead, and they are taken on a sex slave trade by the Apaches. And it's basically a Western thriller with supernatural elements to it. The music's really good in it, and the direction's really good in it. Cate Blanchett is really great in it. And it's super violent. there's a couple shots and I go, whoa, they're not shying away from gore in this movie at all. I have to dig into the Blu-ray a little more. I just watched a theatrical cut. There is an extended cut on it that's 17 minutes longer. And the movie was already, I think, 2 hours and 20 minutes. So another 17 minutes, that's a big commitment.
Well, that's what happens when you win Best Picture with A Beautiful Mind. You can go as long as you want with your violent Western.
Yes. But yeah, if you want to see a Western that's kind of brutal, has supernatural elements to it, definitely check it out. I like Westerns.
I'd argue more interesting than The Searchers.
I think so. I mean, it gets pretty silly at one point with, the witch doctor and stuff, but
yeah,
but it's still fun.
But easier to swallow.
Yeah. I don't know how to put into words what it's like. I don't know.
It's Tommy Lee Jones in a Western. You can't go wrong there either.
Yep. He plays a grumpy old guy. And I was telling Laura when I was watching, I said, has Tommy Lee Jones ever been young? Just wonder. That's what I watched this week.
When we get older, Ryan, he'll still be around the same age he looks now.
Totally. This week on Real Nerds Podcast, we went and saw Chaos Walking. Brad, should people see Chaos Walking?
Meh. Apparently this is part of a trilogy of books, or some kind of storytelling. I'm not sure. I didn't deep dive I just read the credits, and apparently this is,
me too.
There's a larger thing going on, and I'm not that interested in finding out what else happens next.
Zach, should people see Chaos Walking?
Nah, you don't need to do that. We'll talk about it.
I mean, I don't think it's as bad as Zach just made it out to be. In fact, there's parts in it that I kind of got like interested in. The idea of seeing people's thoughts, I didn't know how they could pull off in a movie without it being really obnoxious.
I thought that was actually the one thing that they did really well.
Mm-hmm.
I think so too. Yeah. So, it's interesting as I'm going through, I was watching the movie, I said, oh man, this is better than I thought it was going to be. This might be like a 4-star review for me. And then it kept going. I'm like, no, it doesn't make it there. But there's moments that I truly loved. And I actually cried in this movie, but here's a trailer for Chaos Walk.
That was a terrible crash. We're lucky to be alive.
Whoa, stop! Don't come any closer. It's a girl. Girl! Oh my gosh, girl. I'm sorry. No blonde hair. I've just never seen a girl before.
Who are you?
It's so loud here.
We call it the noise. Happened to all the men on this planet. Every thought in our heads were on display.
Where are all the women?
They're dead.
No noise. What is she thinking? Where the hell is her noise?
It's strange to see everything you're thinking.
It's strange for me too, not knowing what's going on in your head. I mean, I don't know, you might not like my dog, or you want to hit me over the head with a rock or something. I like your dog.
He's stronger than he knows. You better watch your noise.
Snake. If those men catch you, they'll kill you. Get in the boat!
If you want to protect the girl, you have to leave now.
Safe, keep you safe. Keep you safe. Safe.
With her power, there's no telling what he can do. I need that girl before she wants him. How many are coming? 100? 200?
2000s.
I am Todd Hewitt. Be a man. Fight.
Be quiet. I'm trying.
Come on. Fight.
Chaos Walking takes place in 2057, if I remember the title card right. And it's basically a new settlement with people from Earth. And when they get into this planet, the men's thoughts can be seen and heard, which is called the noise.
Yeah, there's some kind of atmospheric phenomenon that as they travel through it, it changes.
And the women don't, which made it really interesting when Daisy Ridley's character, who is from Earth, they are going to land on, the planet. I thought that scene was pretty cool where when they were going through and entering the atmosphere, she could see the fear of all her male teammates, and she didn't understand why they were scared. Is pretty interesting. And Mads Mikkelsen's I forget his character's name.
The mayor.
The mayor.
He has an actual name too. Prentice. Got it. He's really good at hiding his noise. And Tom Holland's character is being raised by a couple of guys who can hide theirs pretty well too.
At one point, someone mentions to the mayor, you hide your thoughts like a woman. And I was just like, what is that reference to? They never really expand on it. They never explain why he's better at it.
No, it's left undetermined, and that's David Oyelowo asking him, or telling him, because he's the religious zealot of this group. I took it as Mikkelsen just had more time to control it, or it affects their minds differently.
Or he just figured it out while no one else did.
Right. And he also learned how to build walls with it.
Because Tom Holland's character, Todd, is his way of doing it is he just says his name over and over again. And Mikkelsen's character says, we are the circle and the circle is me, or something along the lines of that.
Mm-hmm. But Tom Holland's able to generate a snake. So
yeah. So there is obviously more to it. And, it really worked, I thought, in this movie. I thought the chemistry between Daisy Ridley and Tom Holland was really good. There's...
that's most of the movie.
Where they're underneath, the
canopy.
Shelter. Yeah. And it's raining. And they have this moment, and you're watching it, and they lean in and kiss, and it's his thoughts being projected. So she never really wanted to kiss him or anything, and she actually calls him out on it. I thought was pretty funny.
Yeah, that was so awkward.
Yeah. And well done. Yeah, it's a fascinating film. I just think it kind of falls apart on its own rules and world building.
Yeah, and then they build up that Mads Mikkelsen is a character who just his male ego couldn't handle not being able to hear the women's thoughts, so he convinced everyone in the town to slaughter the women.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's a genocide. And then the finale is that he sees a bunch of projections of the women that he got killed, and then he falls into a pit. And you're like, wow, that's really unsatisfying for that level of villainy.
Yeah, it's almost like you should have, also taken out half of the other male crew chasing him. Like Nick Jonas plays the mayor's son, and I'm wanting more of these. I guess some of these characters, are gonna pop up down the line or something. I don't have no idea.
It feels like a giant allegory for alpha and beta men.
Yeah, which in theory, that's a fun idea for a young adult dystopian type of deal. But I got to be honest, I was confused throughout a majority of this film and kind of just had to go off of the basic premise of men's thoughts are heard, women's aren't. Okay, gotcha. And it felt like everything else was filler, and this movie felt shorter than it should have for one of these kinds of movies. Like, it's almost like it should have been longer in order to explain things or like set up its universe a little bit better. I have no idea what you would do to fix that, but I just felt like there was a lot of like short shrift happening throughout the sci-fi premise of the film. And maybe it's just because I wasn't getting as involved in it, but I like the performers in the movie. Like, I like Ridley and Holland. I like what Mickelson is doing. I like watching Demian Bichir anytime I can get a chance to. I thought David Oyelowo's character was the weirdest and least defined in a world where I wish his character was more defined, because out of all the people in the movie, he seemed like the most interesting to watch. Like, what in the world is this character? Like,
screw him. He's a dog killer.
Yeah, he is. Oh, yeah, he is.
When he fucking killed his dog, and then, he's sitting on that platform and he's projecting the memories of his dog. I'm like, really? This movie's going to make me cry? And it did.
That's another like unsatisfying death, because like he holds that dog underwater and drowns him, and then Daisy Ridley just uses her like campfire starter to like light him on fire, and he just like slinks off into the distance and kind of fizzles out.
Which again, I want more. I would like more definition. I feel like his character would have better explained how somebody like Mickelson gets into their heads, because there's a part where isn't he saying to Ridley, like, kill me now, or something like that? Like, he's having, like, some kind of, like, mental breakdown? I think
he was the enforcer for the mayor, because he is the one who talked about how women didn't have souls. Mm-hmm. And so I think he was kind of the enforcer guy.
Yeah, he's some kind of modern weirdo who doesn't like women and is using his religious beliefs as his, like, is he like a preacher or something? I have no idea.
That's what his name was.
Oh, okay. I got you. All right.
Did you watch the movies?
I did watch the movie. I paid $15 to see this in Dolby Atmos, guys.
Wow.
Again, can somebody please explain to me what's going on in this? I feel like I didn't get any clarification in a sci-fi dystopian movie that a lot of these films of this genre try to set up their universe and sometimes do too much explaining. I feel like I didn't get enough explanation here.
Yeah, I was fine with like it just being like a sci-fi backdrop that didn't need explanation, but like there's a lot of like just a lot of dialogue about like, oh, this is like how you be a man and how men should be, and then surprise, like all the other towns that people haven't traveled to, like they're all run by women, and they're better at it. Like there's displays of like they're better at organizing, and Daisy Ridley's always one step ahead of everyone else. But no explanation of why.
There was that fun scene where his dog's barking at the door, and Todd's, I got to save her, and he goes in and she's already kicked that dude's ass.
Yeah, that's great.
It's pretty awesome. It's actually better than I thought it was going to be, but it's also just there.
It's so surface level, like.
Yeah. And it looks beautiful. Like, I mean,
it's well made.
Yeah, Doug Liman knows how to shoot a movie. I just guess it didn't suck me in the way I was kind of hoping it would. I was hoping the trailer was like the most unappealing part of the experience, and I ended up just going like, this is serviceable, and I wouldn't discourage people from I mean, despite what I said up front, like I wouldn't discourage you from watching it if you can like find easy access to it on streaming, but like right now this movie's only available in theaters, and like I just don't know if it's worth paying that big of like that kind of money for, like if that's your only option. But
and the other thing too, like
I was gonna say, I did like watching Daisy Ridley do something outside of Star Wars, because the last time I'd seen her do anything outside of Star Wars would have been Murder on the Orient Express. And And so like I appreciated watching her do something different with different type of material. And Tom Holland too. Like I actually like watching Tom Holland outside of the Spider-Man world and the impossible, like watching him branch out and try at different things. This movie actually convinced me of wanting to watch his Uncharted movie, because like I could see certain elements of it where I'm like, oh, that's something he can do as Nathan Drake, or this is something that could happen in Uncharted and he'd be totally serviceable in it. So
serviceable. He's going to be awesome in it. Jeez, Zach.
I mean,
he's in one of the greatest action movies ever. He's Spider-Man.
I understand that, Ryan, but we've had several different Spider-Men who don't always, carry on to other amazing acting roles.
Well, that's because Tobey Maguire got paid $50 million not to make Spider-Man 4.
Well, yeah, okay, that's fair. But like, I mean, apart from Silence, I haven't been so high on Andrew Garfield's post Spider-Man output, but like I mean, I don't know. Like I'm curious to see what he does with Uncharted, having seen certain set pieces in this. Like when he's like hanging off of stuff on that ship, like that's stuff where I'm just like, that's gonna be cool to watch him do in the middle of an adventure movie. That's gonna be fun.
Yeah, that scene actually made me nervous. I was like, I know this is fake, but oh god, heights.
Yeah, it did look like it was gonna fall.
But yeah, I was actually like, yeah, Holland's great in it, but like I also was like his character, like I found it hard to like get behind him, because it's really not like a fault of his character. He's written that way, and he like that's the environment he grew up in. But like he didn't feel like a good, like I felt like the character should have been more heroic, I guess.
Yeah, I think that's just, you're right, the environment he's in, because
he comes off as too much of a creep. But it's also like not his fault, because he doesn't know anything else.
He's been raised by alpha weirdos. That's why.
Yeah, I'm just like, later on in the movie it comes back where he says creepy things. You're just like, oh man.
But it's also a young adult novel premise here, so like it's gonna have that teenage angst going on throughout it.
Yeah.
Like I was looking this up. I guess he's like in the books he's supposed to be 13. I don't know if they just upped the age on these guys, but
knowing it's like a YA novel, like that makes sense. But it's just like, this is why I don't like YA novels.
I why I'll never make a movie is when Daisy Ridley caught that preacher guy on fire. Mm-hmm. I would just have the dude from Mortal Kombat come on the bottom of the screen and go toasty. But that's why I don't make movies, because that'd be funny and might not be good for the film.
No, but Brian. Here's the thing. I want that version.
Yeah, you don't make movies, Ryan. You make them better.
That's right.
There you go. We've already seen how you can improve the Magnificent Seven remake, and now you're going to do it with Chaos Walking.
Yes.
I also like. Can we talk about the ending for a second? Because I was a little. So what are they going to do are they building a whole new colony now, or are they just?
Well, yeah, because you're not going to fly 70 years back to Earth.
No, but I just thought they were going to go back to the ship. I didn't realize that they had already landed. I
don't think you're paying attention to the film, Zach.
I definitely must have been tuning out at some point, because all I remember is him waking up in that weird pod, and him going like, "Are you going to stay?" And then him doing the like, "Are you going to kiss me? Are you going to kiss me?" And then she just hands him a shirt. So like, I guess the story just didn't hook me, guys. I'm sorry.
Is there like a trend of traveling through space like for many, many years, and like waking up in the future and like growing humans on the ship as you go? Because did you see the trailer for Voyagers too?
Yeah, that one actually, like,
I was like, this is kind of the same premise-ish.
But it looked like 10 times more insane and ridiculous.
Yeah, like as a rave.
Yeah,
in space.
Which I'm like, I kind of want to see what the hell that is. And I liked Limitless, so I would want to check that out. But
yeah, it's again like, what happens if the guys stop taking their toxin and unleash their hormones and like their maleness,
which I'm wondering if like I'm wondering because, like, to me, the premise of this film would have worked better if this movie was allowed to be like 10 times edgier. Like, is this PG-13 or is this PG? Like, I couldn't like.
It's definitely PG-13,
right? But like, I really wish, given like the thematic elements they're working with, I almost wish that they had just gone for an R on this because I just feel like you're trying to tackle some heavy. You're trying to tackle heavy subject matter about like. At one point, they try to tackle colonialism because like they use the monsters that.
Oh, God, I forgot about that.
The monster characters who are basically indigenous to the planet. The story that is given to Todd, our hero, is that the monster people killed all the women.
The natives.
Yeah, and then they have a line where Daisy Ridley goes, like, they're talking about the definition of the word alien. And Tom Holland says, like, well, they killed my family, so they're the aliens. I was like, I don't think we have time to get into this discussion with a movie that's already trying to tackle like gender roles and the elements that play into alpha versus beta. It's like it just seemed like they were trying to throw a bunch of things at the wall.
That definitely felt like a scene that was in the book, and then they just like, you know, there's probably a lot of cutting room floor about those characters and their interactions with them that were like. That I would have just completely taken out of the movie entirely. Like that just, if you budgeting wise, like you could probably could have saved like $50,000 not rendering that CGI character because it added almost nothing to the movie.
Yeah. I mean, if this movie were going for the length of like a 2-hour, 10-minute situation where it's like a first Hunger Games movie where there's some weight to it. Like I've grown to like the Hunger Games movies and like they all have a healthy 2-hour plus length. This movie clocks in at about an hour 40, an hour 48, something like that. And I'm not like, I feel like that they have like snippets of things that could be important if there were more time, but they're not coalescing together. And I actually had a question for Ryan on this. Do you think that this movie, had we not had the pandemic, do you think it would have done better? I have a weird feeling it might have.
I don't know. I mean, I know they delayed it a year and reshot a bunch of stuff with it, so I don't know.
Okay. I just got the feeling like this probably would have done pretty well because like there clearly must be an audience for this if they were willing to put this much money into it.
Yeah, I mean, Daisy Ridley and Tom Holland both have pretty big fan bases who would go and see anything that they're in.
Right. So I mean, they literally took my tweet and ran with it so we would see it. Mm-hmm. So yeah,
I think it would have been like 80 to 100 million pre-COVID.
Yeah,
which would have been fine. Like I mean, but like I guess maybe like when I walked out of it, I was just like, you know, like if they
didn't see any marketing for it until like 2 weeks ago, maybe. Well, and I thought it was like a video game, so I just kept like not even paying attention to it.
Well, I kept seeing trailers for it pop up, but there was like talk of it in the like days after COVID was shutting everything down. It's just like, well, there's a Tom Holland Daisy Ridley movie. I was like, okay, well, we're clearly not getting that for a while. But like I mean, I don't know, like it wasn't my cup of tea, but like if you could find it on streaming and you're into this sort of thing, it might be worth your time. I don't know.
It's better than the trailer. Anywho, next week, I'm pretty sure we're going to do a Film Explosion 1981. I talked to James, and I think he's free on Sunday. So he'll let me know for sure tomorrow, and I'll let you guys know.
Oh, okay. Shoot, Sunday.
Sunday I work till noon, but I can do it after 12 o'clock. So
yeah, playing Ninja Turtles at the Alamo. Oh, that's Saturday. Sweet.
My schedule, I work 11 to 9 now, so I can't do Saturdays unless you guys want to wake up at 4 and do it.
Oh no, Sunday's great for me, not for
4
Zach.
p.m. sounds great.
If we do Sunday, if you guys don't want to wait for me, I guess I can call mine in, but I'm free after 12 o'clock. So
I do have one piece of late breaking real news for you, which really only affects me.
I read it.
Ryan, if he ever gets around to watching it. Kim's Convenience has been canceled after season 5, which I believe they just finished filming.
Which is still a good run by Netflix standards. Like Glow didn't get to season 4.
It's not a Netflix show. It's on a Canadian channel, and then Netflix just syndicates it.
Okay, but still 5 seasons. Like most series don't even get to 3. So
yeah, my guess is like I said, the guy who plays the son. I don't know how to pronounce this. Simu Liu, who's going to be in that Shang-Chi and the 10 Rings or whatever later this year. I think he's going to like get really big after, and I bet they just didn't want to have to deal with all the like conflicting schedules and filming around all of his stuff.
Or sometimes, you tell this story you need to tell in 5 seasons.
Well, I know that they had been confirmed for 5 and 6 at the same time. So I think maybe they just ran out of steam or what it was.
It wasn't about the convenience, Corinne. It was about the friendships they made along the way.
I mean, if season 4 or 5 ended on a cliffhanger, then I mean that sucks.
Yeah, I don't know. 4, because like I said, I think they just finished filming season 5, and I know season 4, there are definitely things that they left kind of unresolved that they were going to address, that hopefully they're going to address in season 5. So it might be the same thing of like, they had things at the end of season 5 that they were hoping to address in 6, but now it's canceled. So,
Yep.
Anyway, go watch Kim's Convenience. It's on Netflix, everybody.
Ryan, maybe it's the marker stone of my growing up with Pixar that anytime I see a television show that was canceled before it could resolve anything, I immediately go to Stinky Pete's line. That was it. The show was canceled after that.
Yep.
Hey Ryan, when do you leave for Disneyland?
When
Monday.
do you go?
Next Monday.
Okay.
Hopefully you don't get snowed in.
I think it'll be all right.
Oh my God, yeah, we are getting. Yeah.
Latest I saw was 5 feet over the next 5 days or something. I don't know about that.
I don't think that's right.
I think that might be a little overzealous, but I do think it is going to be a pretty big storm.
Yeah, we'll see.
I know we're getting it down here starting on Friday, but probably not the same amount that you guys are getting. So.
Yeah, I think the last it's like Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It's supposed to snow, but it's like 3 or 4 inches every day, not 2 feet every day.
But
we'll see.
Sweet.
Yeah.
All right. 1981.
Thanks for listening. Bye.
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 Thank you for listening to this episode of Real Nerds Podcast. Real Nerds Podcast is a production of Nebulous Visions Multimedia. Thank you to Sparks Mandrill and Plan 9 Studios for our kick-ass theme song. Also, if you're in the Denver area and you're looking for a cool place to see movies, we see them at the Alamo Drafthouse in Littleton and now also in Sloan's Lake. Thank you to Colorado Coins, Cards, and Comics for supplying us with all our comic needs, especially you, Andrew. You know who you are. And a big shout out to James's mom. I'm giving you an electronic hug that you can feel through the airwaves. Thanks for listening, and have a nice day.